Hello, my name is Shettley and welcome back for another episode of Victoria 3 as Hedjaz. In previous episode we started a war against Persia, but then of course France joined on the enemy side, so we brought in Russia, and Russia does have a lot of troops, but the French troops are a lot better quality. Of course France is also busy in at least one other war, maybe two, no, it's just one other war that they're currently participating in as well. But, you know, they are singing my convoys in here, so I'm probably gonna have to pull my troops back. So we are defending in here. At least we are dealing some damage to the enemy, although clearly not enough. We're taking a lot more than what we're giving. Because they got offensive at 100, we got defensive 65. We don't have a good defend in general right now. It's a bit of a shame. But there we go, that's going to be another victory in the north. There we go. And now, of course, the French are going to be attacking as well. Oh yeah, they got two armies in there, both are advancing. Of course, there's a new battle against the French. So that's not going to go well. The French, I know now, are going to start pushing back quite a bit. But what we can hope is that the Persian war support is going to go down. I mean, they are losing a decent bit. So, I mean, with white truce, they would almost take... Well, they would actually take a white truce already. But of course, we want to get both of these. My war support is a little bit down, but I suppose... can I be reduced below 0 there? Whereas for there, it can be, because we got the primary war goal at least partially... Oh! So yeah, they would take the white peace, but of course it's just up to the Russians to do the peace deal there. But I'm hoping that I get both of these states, so we can get some silk production going, so we can start producing a lot of luxury clothing. And I think we actually need to put some more things into the production queue, actually. We've got a logging camp in Gondar, we got the oil rig. Oh, the logging camp is auto-expanding, right, that's actually fine. There's probably a lot of other things that I could put in auto-expand, to be fair, but let's have a look at the market again. Is there something that we desperately need, other than fine art? Engines, opium, electricity, dyes. I mean, dyes is something that I could probably do a little bit more in here, for example. Put that to auto-expand, perhaps. Over here, do we have the infrastructure needed? For the time being, yes. We could also get another government administration in there. But over here we did get the infrastructure levels up a little bit. We'll probably build another railway. Is this still... Oh yeah, it's still using the... I'm going to put in the wooden passenger carriages so that we can get a little bit more transportation available. Right, so that's going to be a loss over there. And this probably is going to be another loss. But the Persians... They would accept the current deal. Of course, I can't put anything in there. Ah, human rights. There we go. Does that unlock any new laws for us, actually? Not with this selection of interest groups in there. I mean, again, we could probably try going for the National Guard. It would be a lot of bureaucracy needed, though. Political movement radicalism would go down, and revolution secession progress speed minus 10%. A bit high conscription rate. I suppose we could try passing this. Intelligentsia would hate that, though. Another option would be the secret police, but again, Intelligentsia would hate that one as well. What does that do? Oh, it gives more Home Affairs institution investment. And it's political movement radicalism. So it's roughly the same. A little bit better bonus on the political movement radicalism. And suppression impact on interest group attraction. But you know what? We probably don't need those right now. We don't have that much bureaucracy available. Although, well, actually... I was thinking about doing some trading, but I don't think we can actually do... Oh! Oh, are the Persians actually... No, it's... Yeah, it's southern Italian trench infantry, so it's just French troops in there as a support for the attack, which is still pushing us back. But Persia is now minus 20 war support. They're still losing quite a bit of war support. I don't know if they take the peace deal yet, but I'm hoping that we get the truce soon. Because the Russians aren't able to hold on, quite frankly. So we should have up to 5 flotillas now, but of course they haven't hired enough yet. So that's slowly out underway. Did we have... We don't have a... No, actually we do have a barracks here. I suppose what we could do is get another few over there. Also get one more in Yemen. And the munitions plant is something that we could probably expand. Tooling workshops... Oh right, we are using the iron tools here. We could probably switch to a bit of steel tools maybe even. Yeah, we could. So let's do that one. I think also what we need to do is we need to make sure that the steel mill is getting an extra level or two. Put that in there. Classwork, that's probably fine. So we're still losing £20,000 per week. So this war has been rather expensive. But we're going to afford having up to 20 million, in theory at least. So it's not too bad. 20 million debt, that is. Okay, that Russian attack is probably not going to succeed. And the Russians have been pushed back in the north. Oh, right, they abandoned that front. Proposal for alliance with Portugal. Alright, then that could actually be useful. Although Portugal isn't that strong, but it could still be useful. I mean, how much do they have? Oh, 10 battalions, okay. So yeah, not all that great, let's be honest. Oh, the French and the British are fighting in here now. They were fighting in the northern, or western Africa first. But yeah, there's a decent bit of fighting going in there. This is still... We are still sinking some convoys, at least. Now, how much of an impact it actually has on the supplies, though? Probably not all that much, let's be honest. But at least it's helping. And we've got our own... Well, I suppose that's the Russians trying to attack, so they'll probably lose yet another province there. But the Persians' war support is down to -46. So I suspect that we can... oh! The vassal... Oh, there we go. Oh! So I'm paying in war reparations, but I got these two. Okay, I mean... You win some, you lose some. I think what we're going to do is we're going to start auto-expand the coal mine for sure. Then we've got some livestock ranches here, which I suppose are fine. There's no industry in here whatsoever. In this state, but that's alright. We did lose a bit of manpower overall. I suppose, or rather, we got 2 barracks there. Let's just give that a few extras. And the port over here is a cargo port. We could probably go for the industrial port, actually. Just to make sure... Oh, but the Russian market access over here is 0. I don't know how bad it's going to be. And then farms, of course. We've got the opium plantation. We could actually use the automatic irrigation there, maybe, but we'll see. Wheat farm. That could be doing... Possibly even... Actually, I think the citrus orchards is going to be slightly better. We've got the fertilizers in use there already. I'm going to build a couple silk plantations in there. It's going to be fairly slow building, admittedly. And then we'll get a few more barracks. Switch these to the correct troops. Then we've got the ports. Oh, right, this one's just... Let's just put a regular cargo port there first. And then let's see if the market access actually... works after the... Well, now that the war is over or not. Or am I completely out of... No, I'm not completely stuck outside the markets. But these two don't have market access, so I think what we may need to do is we'll just quickly do the reload, because I think that's what's causing the issue there. So we'll be back in a moment. Right, let's have a look if it actually gains market access now, or if it's just something else. I mean, I suppose it could just be the convoys... or convoy ratings that the French did on the Russian market. It might take some time to recover. Devil's Railroad. Full steam ahead. We've got a decent bit of population in there that we can afford having a slightly higher mortality, at least temporarily. So we're still losing 28,000 because, okay, there's a fair bit of taxes that we're not getting through. Oh yeah, Gondor needs a lot of administration. Give it another 2 levels at least. That'll hopefully help. And GDP is going up. Standard of living is also slowly growing, and population is now 21 million, so that's pretty decent. So let's see. Oh, there we go. Now we've got market access. It just took a little while. Good. So the coal mines, since we've got a lot of population here, I'm just going to start building a few coal mines there. And over here we're building the silk plantations, just to get our own silk production going. And that's going to be very important. Of course, it's going to take a little while. Oh, wealth voting. Now that is something that I am actually supporting. 21% chance is actually pretty decent overall. Since we've got high legitimacy, sorry, not loyalty. We can do that fairly quickly. So we are losing a lot of money because, oh right, diplomatic pact. We're paying the war reparations to Persia right now. So that's a bit of a shame. But at least we got some land in here. And then I think now we've got, what, 100 battalions? The Egyptians have 169. I don't think they've got any better troops than we do. Actually, they probably have worse troops than we do. But of course, if we were to fight them, I don't think that I'd be fighting them alone. Probably France or someone like that would be against us again. Let's go ahead and improve relations with France once more. See if we can't return to normalcy. Now we're getting some dye plantation in Amhara, and the Gondor Railway is being built, so that's going to allow us to get a little bit more extra infrastructure, because we are using a lot of infrastructure in here. So we still got the road maintenance in there as well. Admittedly, we got a lot of various farms in here. Let's go ahead and build a few dye plantations over there as well. Oh, right, we switched the railways to the different type. Right, that's what caused it. Right, let's have a look at the market overall then. So engines are still very expensive. Opium is quite expensive. We do have a little bit of opium plantations in here. We could probably use the automatic irrigation to get a lot more money out of it, to be fair. Do that. I'll also give it a couple levels. There, we've got a decent bit of peasants in here still, so we can definitely do things in there. And over here we are building the coal mines, although first we're going to get some of the barracks and such, so it's going to take a while before we complete everything. But at least we got pretty good of things underway. Low market access in Amhara and Somaliland. All discovered in need. Oh, it was 25 already. It's 40 oil rigs in here. Oh my goodness. That is actually quite decent. That's what I could even do, is build another oil rig then. I don't suppose there's not a lot of things that I've researched. Oh, what is the... Oh, it's getting the electrical generation. Okay. Well, yeah, electricity after the rubber. Actually, that's good. We'll get the rubber mastication first, then we can get the electricity. We can start building some electric things and then start producing a bit more as well. Unfortunately, the landowners are a little bit upset right now. They are part of the government, but at least they're not too upset. Oh, and we're getting a lot of arts academies built by the private sector. So that's good. We're also getting a bit of sulfur mines, glassworks, railway. So all of those are pretty decent. I suppose what I could do, I could slow down the construction speed a little bit. Was it Somaliland? No. Over here, that's iron frame. If we were to go back to wooden buildings, we can probably save at least a little bit of money there. Rising speed captivates the public. 15% success chance, or industrialists gain more popularity, and 10% chance there. We're not at election season yet. I'm going to take the 10% boost there, and then the industrialists get a little bit more popularity, so that we could get them in power at some point, so we can get some of the various laws in. So we're still reducing relations with Persia, but I don't think we need to do that anymore. We've got pretty poor relations with them as it is already. And still, I mean, other than the fact that we are paying 21,000 for Persia, otherwise we'd probably be making a bit of, well, not quite a profit yet, but we did have to take a lot of loans during the war there. Yeah, we went from about, what, 3.5 million to 6.5 million? So that's definitely a bit of a problem there. And we're paying 35,000 per week for interest. But we're slowly getting to the point where we are going to be making more and more money from various things. Engines are still very high valued. Is there anything... I suppose we could put in some of the water boilers, for example, over here to reduce the workers needed at the motor industries. All is covered in Samara. Alright then. Some more oil. As far as did not get oil yet, I suppose we don't have that one. Over here we got 22 total. We've not gotten those yet. Oh right, munitions plant is something we're building. Then the steel mill in Oromia. Then a lot of ports by the looks of it. Among other things. I'm gonna actually go ahead and get one of those silk plantations all the way to the top. It's gonna be a bit of a slow construction speed, admittedly. Oh, it is definitely slowed down in the efficiency. Yeah, that is gonna take a while, but once we do have that up and running, then that's gonna be good. There's no construction offices on either one of those? No. I think over here we could probably get one house. There's a decent bit of turmoil in here. Admittedly, so that's probably causing a lot of issues. Standard of living isn't all that great, but standard of living in general is now back to 11 for us, which is probably not the highest it's been, but it's pretty high in comparison. Now, our flotilla has been increased to 4. I mean, it's going to go to 5. Again, it's a very tiny fleet in comparison to a lot of the nations, but at least we can do some sort of rudimentary convoy raiding around here when we need to. Yeah, I suppose once we get a bit more bureaucracy, we might start incorporating some of the lands over here as well. I don't know... Oh, that's already incorporated. Ah, I see. Well, this one does need to be incorporated at some point, maybe. But if we got this incorporated, that's good. The coal mines over here, I mean, the coal price is a bit elevated. Oh, we got, well, floating now, finally. And we got rapid mastication as well. Right, so we did lose a little bit of authority, I think. But not too bad. Let's go for the electricity. We're quite a bit behind in tech still. Although we're slowly catching up. Well, some of the nations at least. Oh man, we got a massive legitimacy there. I'm not entirely sure actually who's going to win the next election. I mean, I have a feeling that the Liberal and the Free Trade parties will at least get a decent bit more popularity during that. I think what we might need to do is just increase the taxes, so we're not losing quite as much money. There we go. Is there any better consumption taxes? Fine arts of 3,000. We can actually remove that one and put the fine art in there instead. Get a little bit more money. Of course, we could reduce the fundings over here a little bit, but I suppose I don't want to anger the intelligentsia too much. I want to make sure that we got decent prestige. But how long do we have the truce with Persia? It is ending on September 1910. Alright then, so we're probably not going to have another war against Persia until we try for our independence. Because, again, we only got 109 battalions total at this stage. So it's not enough necessarily to fight the Egyptians. Ooh, oil discovered in Laristan. So it went from 22 to 39, okay. Yeah, there is going to be a lot of oil available for us. Which, of course, is great for us. Now, how much longer? 9 more weeks for the silk plantation. The construction efficiency in there is still quite abysmal. Oh, is there... Right, it's mountains, so that's minus 20% from there, and then turmoil is putting another decent bit. But then, of course, the effects of turmoil are reduced by some of the... I think it's the police force that reduces that, so, you know, you win some, you lose some. We're getting another class works in Hedjaz soon. I mean, to be fair, this is going to be a really good place for industry, although there's not a lot of peasants available. So it's actually going to be somewhat limited in how much we can do. I suppose what we could do is put in the steam donkey or put in the rail transportation. That's going to reduce the laborers over there at the sulfur mines already. The tooling workshop, we could also probably go for the water jet boiler at least. Start using the steel for the tools as well, so we'll get a bit more tooling done. I mean, it's not really going to be very high profit. Well, actually, there is still a decent bit of demand for tools. So I suppose we could actually do that even more. We've got tool workshops in a lot of places. There, we could probably start free. Okay, so that would take a lot of coal. Tooling workshop. Let's go ahead and put in the water tube boiler in here at least. I don't want to increase the coal use too quickly. We are going to be able to build a lot more coal mines in here, of course, now. But we haven't gotten that far in there yet. So losing still £10,000 per week, which is still pretty bad. We've got about 7.3 million in credit right now. Oh, right. Germany, or North German Federation, is setting up interest in Nile again. So they might go after Egypt, trying to bring them into their sphere of influence, as it were. Which is something I'd rather avoid, to be fair. Okay, so our loyalists, well, still got over 1 million. We did gain a decent bit of radicals from the conquest, but actually it wasn't that bad. Well, actually, no, that happened already some time ago. Ah, there we go, we got also silk production. What I'm going to do with the silk plantation over here is I'm going to put in the automatic irrigation as well, so we get a lot more silk. And then what we can start doing is go for the textile mill. Actually, we'll just go through here for the textile mills and start using the silk. We'll get a lot more luxury clothing, and it's going to be a lot of extra money. As opposed to tooling workshops, so I'm just going to put all of them to be on the steel tools. Steel mills. Oh, we got 2 of them. Ah, let's go for the open heart process. Rather discover and content. Hold on a minute, where do we have another steel mill? I know we got one over here at least. That's expanding as well. Oh, we got another one at Somaliland. Alright. No, actually over here is a place where we definitely want to reduce the workforce in there as much as possible. Right, rubber rush. Aha. Rubber discovered in Gondar. Let's just go ahead and build a couple of rubber plantations there. Now, how is the infrastructure? We got a little bit of infrastructure. We are building another railway as well. That'll definitely help. But the munitions plant in Yemen is, there we go, completed. Monitors unlocked, good. And our research on the electricity is going to be done soon. So what is happening in society research? Feminism is being researched. Alright then. Women's suffrage and women in the workplace are going to be unlocked as laws from there. Then in the military, we don't know what is going to be done next, but I suppose we'll find that out soon. Probably, well, it's going to be one of these 5 techs. There's not... Ah, electric telegraph. Workshops from casualties, actually not bad. Russia damaging relay... Oh. Domineering. We can't improve relations with you. I suppose we've got decent enough relations with Britain. Oh, since we've got so good relations, I can't actually do anything about that. Never mind. They're trying to potentially make me a vassal of theirs instead of Egypt. I don't know. But we do need to get a independence soon enough. Oh, electrical generation unlocked. Good. So we can start getting some electricity as well. I think we might go for the electric telegraph then. Or, I'm in society, I don't know. There's of course the steel railway cars, for example, that could be quite useful. Or the fertilizer. I think we're going to go for the electric telegraph, just so that we won't lose war support quite as quickly. We've got the elections happening. Conservative Party is still projected to be the winner. The Liberal Party, which is both industrialists and the intelligentsia, are now going to be the second largest party. I wonder if I can put both of those into the government at the same time. Probably not. The ideological differences are pretty high there. Let's see, so steel mill in Oromia is getting an expansion. That's good. How is the steel price anyway? It's a little bit elevated. There's a lot of need for it, to be fair. Oh, there's a lot of need for ironclads as well. Alright then, let's go ahead and switch another shipyard to be... Oh, you are already in steamships and military shipbuilding. Okay, then we've got another one over here, for example. That's on steamships and military shipbuilding. What about the one in need? Clipper price would go up a little bit. Steamer price would go down. I suppose we can do that so we can get the military shipbuilding going. And then, I suppose at this stage... Since we've got quite a bit of steamers, at least allegedly available, we could start switching those on the fishing wars. So, steam trawlers, that's a lot of fish, a lot of coal needed as well, admittedly, but the clipper price is going to plummet, and the steamer price is going to, well, grow quite a bit. I'm sure that that will overall be still fine. So, how bad is the coal price now? Well, there's quite a bit of need for it. It's not too bad yet. We do, of course, have a decent bit of, or at least 2 more coal mines underway over there. Of course, first we need to get through a lot of these other buildings. Laristan is also having a bit of a construction efficiency problems there. There is a lot of turmoil, to be fair, so that is part of the reason. Oh, right. Since it's not incorporated, the police force isn't actually operating there. Alright, then. But now, how is the silk price is a little bit elevated? There is a lot of silk in the market, actually. Some silk plantations. Palestine, Armenia, Fars, and Azerbaijan. Alright then. Ooh, kindly burn this letter. Patriotic Party doesn't necessarily need to have a lot of votes this time around. But at least the relations with France are slowly improving, and I suppose I can't do anything over there. I could still improve relations with Britain in the meanwhile then. Try to get them somewhat supporting my independence, perhaps. And then once I do fight the war, right, so Egypt is part of the... Who would join? Russia might side with the enemy. Oh, they took Sikkim instead, alright. But is there anyone that I might be able to call in as my ally? I mean, maybe Britain? France, probably not. USA, probably not. But I think once we do the independence war against Egypt, first we need to just get independence. Afterwards, we can then start getting a lot of other things in there as well. Oh, right, both of these are quite slow. But yeah, at least we've got one silk plantation there. It's not... Oh, there we go. Conservative Party and Liberal Party are the 2 biggest ones. So if we reform government... Oh. Oh, right. Rural folk is not part of any party right now. I suppose we could go for that one. Unless, can we actually... Yeah, if we just hold on to this one. It'll still be pretty high legitimacy. So we'll probably just do that then. Our GDP is almost 40 million by now. We are number 14 worldwide, so we are slowly dropping again in there. But at least, well, I suppose North German Federation used to be a lot smaller in GDP, but they've started making a massive amount of money from somewhere. There's still a bit of radicals being gained. Not too many, but a little bit. But yeah, the question is, I suppose, am I able to fight the Russians? I mean, to be fair, I think what I need to do is I need to get a really good general for defending, because I could recruit another general from Arabia. We've got 19 battalions free there. Let's see if we can get a good defender. Offensive planner, charismatic, traditional commander, so that's more command limit. Supply route cost, more devastation. The pies would be less morale loss, a bit lower kill rate, morale recovery is okay. I guess we'll go with that one then. Then of course we've got a few battalions in Persia, but those will probably just stay there as a sort of guarding duty. How's the iron price doing right now? There's actually quite a bit of extra iron available. So what I might do, I know that it's going to cost us a bit more. So I'm just going to switch this back to iron frame building. And then maybe a few other places. Is this one was already iron? Yeah. Put the one in Somaliland to iron frame building as well. Mostly because we got such a massive investment pool in there. It's just because we're paying, what, 70, almost 75,000 per week on diplomatic pacts. It's a little bit expensive. Oh, all discovered in euros. Alright. So these two, oh, actually. No, that is going to be faster. That was just, was started already back in the day. Or back while it was still part of Persia. Right, so if we do have, or I'll start thinking about the things, so we've got about 29 or 28 years, roughly speaking, time before the game ends. We're still pretty far away from forming Arabia, so we need to start sort of expanding our military quite a bit, I reckon. So what I suppose I'm going to do is I'm going to get another 5 over there. Let's get another 5 over here. Of course, we got so much things constructing that it might not be all that easy, but I suppose we do that one, that's going to be a decent bit of construction overall. So now we've got a 94 construction total. Should be around 95 to be fair, but that gives a bit of an idea at least of what we're working with. Now we're paying a lot of money, but of course at least the private construction is also picking up some speed, so that is going to give us a hopefully okay amount of income. It might not be like immediately a lot of income there. Getting a lot of ports right now in Persia, which actually is a good idea to have a lot of ports in there, just so that we've got the infrastructure to support all the buildings that we need in here. I might build a few more silk plantations. Put those to the end of the list, and then a few more coal mines. And that's going to keep things busy. We've got a total of 45 things in construction. So yeah, it's going to take a few moments. But I suppose a lot of these barracks should be done fairly quickly and all that. But we're still losing £30,000 per week. Of course, once the truce with Persia ends, we're going to be losing only 4,000 per week. And if we could get independence, then we'd be making a massive amount of money. Crews and murders. Alright, the Ripper at large at Hedjaz. Well, that's a bit unfortunate. We'll be getting some events regarding that soon enough then. Standard of living is still not all that... Oh, wow. They got a massive standard of living over here in the United States, Barbara. They got only 18,000 people in there. Oh, more oil discovered in Siberia. They got a railway, they got a port, and then they got plantations that aren't really profitable. It does actually remind me, so we've got 12,000 peasants there. Out of Manchuria found some oil, alright then. So Somaliland, is there anything that I could do? We already got the railway transport at the iron mine. Textile mill, we've got the mechanized looms there. Food industry, there's not really much I can do to reduce the workforce need. We could put the transportation over here. Or if we go... Oh, electricity. Alright, the electricity price is too high for that. Quite frankly, so not necessarily there. Of course, the farms could maybe get a few things. Or livestock ranches. Oh, right, yeah, electric... Oh, no. Don't necessarily want to have the electric fences yet. I suppose there is a decent bit of demand for meat right now, so that's something that I could maybe start making more money from. We'll do it a bit more control. I don't want to necessarily be using too much or increasing the production too much, because that does have a bit of a risk. New victims. Several more corpses in Oromia have been identified as victims on the Ankoba River. Careful and committed investigation may yield clues as to killer's identity. We could fund a larger investigation. That would cost us a lot of authority. And standard of living decreases, so radicals from that would increase a lot. Or we just get... Okay. Well, we'll do large investigations. It's going to cost us a bit of authority for a while, but I'm sure that we'll survive. Okay, so... Oh, right, I'm already supporting Portugal in a... Alright, civil war. Alright, they're going to have a bit of a problem there. I'm sure that they'll be fine. I mean, to be fair, well, they don't have that many mobilized battalions yet. I might send in one small army to help them. But I suppose that is one of the nations that would support me in my war against Egypt. Portugal will be there, and Russia would likely side with the enemy. Of course, the Russians, the troop quality isn't great, but they've got a lot of them, so that's going to be the big problem. Like, I need to have someone that is good at defending, being able to hold the lines at key locations, and then start pushing maybe further out. Australia declares neutrality. Pretty much everyone declares neutrality right now. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these armies from... Oh, that's from Arabia. We're going to take one of them from... Alright, yeah, we got 2 from Arabia and 2 from Ethiopia. Take this one, the artillery commander. Get a little bit experience down that way. Of course, it's going to take 2 months to get there. So, you know, small inconvenience in that. Oh, City of Plenty. Just going to take a bit more loyalists. I don't really want to increase the standard of living demand there because I don't know if we'll be able to support that. But I do realize that we are actually out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.